So Sue-Ann and I have lived here for about 12, 13 years, trying to raise a young family of 5 children on a budget. And the Prophet told us to grow a garden, to try and raise whatever vegetables or fruits that we could. So being naturally curious and being an experimentative kind of a person, we thought we'd experiment on the Word. I immediately set to work of removing turf or grass and digging up some soil. It was back-breaking work to dig out the grass, back-breaking work to turn over the soil, pulling out weeds and doing the preparation. But there are other parts that are also required. Research, for example, researching soil types, researching the climate, researching the plants that will grow in our area. I spent hours and hours pulling out weeds and researching, and discovered other methods like raised beds, putting compost into a wooden box like this and growing the vegetables directly into this clean soil meant that I didn't have to pull out weeds, but it also meant I had to keep applying nutrients and keep applying water because it dries out very quickly. But some vegetables like these carrots grow very well in a raised bed. I soon realized that vegetables take time to grow and that I'd need more space to plant additional vegetables while waiting for the first ones to ripen and come ready for harvest. So one thing I tried was then to dig up a row along the side of a house, and that gave me more place to plant, for example, these carrots in a long strip. Even a low dividing wall became a garden as we filled it with soil and compost and planted these spinach, beetroot, and even other herbs into the row, like this thyme and these green peppers. I felt that water would become a very important commodity, and so we fitted a large water collection tank to collect rainwater off the roof. We'd have 5,000 liters of water for our own consumption or for watering the garden beds during the dry season. Growing a vegetable garden is hard work, and not every plant that you plant grows. Many of the seedlings never come up. Some of the plants that do come up die too soon before the fruit comes. And sometimes we have good success, like this tomato plant, which is just about taking over the garden in this area. We're looking forward to some of the fruits of this very soon. I had to learn about companion planting, such as these chives or this lavender plant, in amongst the tomatoes and beans. How the beans would grow up millie or corn stalks. The trouble with vegetables is that they're annual. You plant them, they grow once. The fruit, you eat them, and you have to plant again the following year. And so we started to plant fruit trees, such as this pawpaw plant, so that we can get repeated fruiting year after year in a perennial fashion. I've learned to interplant the plants very closely, such as these turnips, in between the corn and the spinach and beetroot among the corn here. In East London, South Africa, where we live along the coast, we have a subtropical climate which is well suited for growing of bananas. We've had good success growing bananas, and that's one of the fruit that we've been able to regularly eat. My wife likes blueberries, and once I found out how healthy they are, instead of buying her blueberries, I bought her a blueberry bush so that we can harvest our own year after year. And so we have more than one blueberry bush. It takes more effort to plant the tree or to plant the bush, but then we can harvest again and again. One of my great successes is this 4-year-old mango tree. Just a stick when it was planted. It's grown up, and last year we had 2 mangoes from it. This year I'm expecting more mangoes, as these mango berries have already set. My primary goal is to provide fruit and vegetables for my family. I'd love the day that my children can walk out the house and pick a piece of fruit on the way to school. This is a lychee tree, which is kind of exotic. We enjoy lychees, they're so expensive to buy. So I decided to experiment by growing our own, and perhaps it'll save us some money too. I love lemons. And while we don't eat a lot of lemon as a fruit, the juice is so healthy, can go into many things. This is a Eureka lemon tree. As with the lemon tree, this orange tree is also a citrus. We figured if we're going to live off wheat or grains during food storage time, we'll need some vitamin C. And this orange tree is producing 2 oranges so far. Very excited. I love the idea of having my own fresh grapes. Summer fruit are my favorite. And this Crimson Globe seedless grape is an example of my faith planting, and let's see what we get from this grapevine. I have other grapevines such as this Sultana, which is a white seedless grape called a Thompson seedless in America. I felt that in addition to having the vitamins and nutrients, we'd also need protein. And so chicken eggs was the easiest way for us to get protein into our diet without large livestock. It took a bit of effort. It was hard work to build up a chicken coop, cutting up pallets for this covering and shelter for them for the rainy season, and a little box for them to lay eggs in. Oh, hello Mama. Do you have any eggs for us? 2 eggs today. I want to conclude by sharing the lessons that I've learned and the blessings that I've gained from this experience of hard work of gardening to grow vegetables and fruits. The natural blessings that I've got have been some of the fruits from the garden. Fresh beans, being able to pick and eat fresh spinach, and the fruit that come off the fruit trees. But more than that, I've gained some indirect blessings from the work itself. I've developed a talent. I work on my talent, and I've gained a passion for growing things and experimenting and trying to grow new varieties. I also get the benefit of fresh air and exercise. It gets me out of my air-conditioned office where I sit in front of a computer all day. But I think the greatest blessing has been that I've learned the law of the harvest. There's no shortcut. We can only reap what we've sown.